Hi BookTube, my name is Sarah and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. Today I am coming to you with the very first weekly reading vlog of 2022. Happy New Year everybody. It is January the 1st. It is about 9:30 in the morning. Happy Saturday everybody. I hope you all had a wonderful New Year's Eve. I had a very chill, relaxed one. I did a live show with Angie over at Literary Labors over on her channel. So that was really delightful. Me and a couple of other ladies and Angie, and we did reading sprints, and it was fantastic. It was a great way to ring in the new year, if you will. I did make it to midnight, and I did actually finish a book. I started and finished a book yesterday, so I will talk about that in just a minute because I was vlogging Saturday. I was vlogging yesterday, and I went to go upload my footage today to get the video out for you guys, like today on Saturday, and all but 5 minutes of it was gone. I have absolutely no idea. I could have sworn I was actually recording like a couple clips, and maybe I didn't. I don't know. Regardless, it is what it is. We'll just scrap it. It's fine. I will just talk about the book here so you guys can hear about the last book that I read in 2021. Cheers. Good morning, you guys. We drove around looking for a McDonald's that was open this morning. Finally found one, thankfully. So I had my sausage McMuffin breakfast, which was delicious. Perfect way to start off the year. So, this weekly reads video is going to be a day longer than normal. Because of the way the new year fell, usually what I do with my weekly reading vlogs is I'll start on a Sunday and then I end on a Saturday. But because the first is a Saturday, I'm like, let's just start it today. And it'll run straight through until into and including next Saturday. So it'll be 8 days instead of 7, which is fine. So I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. There will not be a lot of shopping, not like my vlog from last week. That was just like all the book hauls all the time. So I do not know what I'm reading yet. It's already 9:30 in the morning and I still haven't picked my books yet for my first books for the year. So I have the Spin the Wheel app on my tablet here. So I will be spinning to find out my first ebook / print book, depending on what it is, and my first audiobook of the year. So I will be doing that. I really enjoy doing that and doing it here on the vlog with you guys to kind of show you what gets picked next. So I will probably be doing that going forward. But to start off, let's give a book review. So yesterday I finished reading Such a Quiet Place by Miranda. I started and finished this yesterday. I did listen to it on audio. So I did actually have this from NetGalley. So thank you very much to NetGalley and who is the publisher? Simon and Schuster for sending me an e-art copy of this to read and review. I did buy a physical copy and I grabbed the audio from my library. So I listened to it on audio. And that's pretty much what I spent most of yesterday doing, which was fabulous. I got a lot of other things done around the house. Like, I got a lot of crafting done and stuff like that, and I just sat and enjoyed the audiobook. So yeah, this is a thriller, so there's not too much that I really want to tell you guys. I didn't know anything going into it. Essentially, the most I want to tell you is that it's about a very small little community in Virginia. It's like a college town, but all the people live in like a cul-de-sac. So like this, like, do you know what I'm saying? So in a way, it's like a closed circle mystery. So a year or so, no, 14 months earlier, 2 of the neighbors, a husband and wife, died and were murdered. And one of the other neighbors was convicted of their murder. And then it's been 14 months since then, and this neighbor has come back. And that's all I'm going to tell you. This wasn't super fantastic. It wasn't like, oh my God, edge of your seat thriller. But it had some interesting twists. Like it had, I mean, there's always twists in a thriller. And it always drives me crazy. There's a great twist. Then you're kind of expecting it. But with thrillers now, you kind of know that there's going to be a twist. So it went in an interesting direction. I ended up giving this 4 stars. I enjoyed it quite a bit. And it was a great way to cap off the end of the year. I mean, I've read Miranda before. She does some really great books. If you're looking for just like a solid thriller, like I was talking to my mom about it this morning because I had this, again, borrowed from the library on audio, that if she wanted to listen to it, she could, because it was still available for her to listen to. And I said, like, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, knock your socks off, fantastic, but it was a decent read. Not every read is going to be spectacular. This one was decent. I enjoyed it. I listened to it over the course of an entire day. So clearly it held my attention throughout. So yeah, so enjoyable, good way to end off the year. I'm very happy with it. So let's get into what am I going to be reading in the first 2 books of the year. I'm so excited. So excited, sorry. So we'll start with my ebook print books. So let's open up the wheel. So there it is. So let's hit spin. What do we have? What do we have? Oh, I'm so excited, you guys. So excited. Ooh. Oh, we're starting it with a Sweet Valley High book. We're starting out with a Sweet Valley High book. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Might as well, right? Might as well. So what have we got here? So let's see. I know I have a copy of this on my Kindle. Bear with me just a second here. Sweet Valley High number 7. So this is kind of a continuation of book number 6. In book number 6, Elizabeth was in a motorcycle accident with her boyfriend Todd, and now in this book she's in a coma. Again, these are also very soap opera. I've mentioned that before, so this one should be a very quick and very easy read. Yeah, this one should be quite fun to read. So there it is. Dear Sister, Francine Pascal, Sweet Valley High number 7. So that's where we're starting our year off for Indie. I should get that done today or tomorrow. So that's great. I like having a nice kind of easier start to the year. So let's find out what my first audiobook's going to be. So there's all my audiobooks. We'll hit spin there. Let's see what comes up. Let's see what comes up. What is that? Ooh, Rachel Hawkins, Reckless Girls. Oh, that'll be good. I have that one from NetGalley. So I will be listening to that one. So let me go ahead and I'll show you guys the cover. On my audiobook phone. I use this specifically just for audiobooks. So let's go pause. So there it is. Sorry for the glare, you guys. Let me try and turn down that. That's a little bit better. Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins. I believe this is another thriller, so I will let you guys know my thoughts on this one as I read through it. So yay, so that's exciting. That's very exciting. So a Sweet Valley High and a thriller. Excellent way to start out the year, don't you think? So yeah, I will, I don't know if I'll pop back in today. I don't have many plans for today. It's pretty much just going to be chill, relax. I am starting a new cross-stitch pattern today. So I'll show you guys that because I'm stitching this with Rainy over at Rainy Day Reads, as well as our good friend Mandy. So the 3 of us are starting this together today. It's actually a smaller piece. Like if you guys were watching my Christmas vlogs, about the size of that sloth that I did. So I'm hoping to get this one done in the month. It is a polar bear. I love polar bears. It's super, super cute. And the designer is Lindy Stitches, who Rainy, all 3 of us are big fans of her work. And like I said, it's super cute. I'll probably end up turning it into a Christmas ornament, but it's called Polar Bear Abode. So there it is. Isn't that adorable? So yeah, so that is what I am going to be starting today as well. And I am stitching it on, I can show you. I've got the bag already up and ready to go, so I can listen to some audio and do this. So I'm stitching it on this light blue fabric. So yay, I am looking forward to getting that started today too. So anyway, guys, that is all that I have for this clip. I do hope that, again, you guys had a great, great New Year's, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, guys. friends, happy Sunday. Today is the 2nd of January and it is just after 10 in the morning. So I thought I would sit down here, have a little chat with you guys. And yeah, I just actually filmed a floss tube video, so that will be going up today. For those of you who follow that channel, you can feel free to go over there and have a look as I talk a little bit more in depth with my crafty stuff. I mean, I show you guys a little bit of it here, but I really go into much more depth over on that channel. So yeah, I hadn't filmed one in a while and I had the urge. In terms of reading for yesterday, I got some stuff read and I am happy with that. I don't have the one book to show you because I have my tablet or my Kindles in the other room. But I did start listening to yesterday. I did not get as much of this listened to as I wanted to. I want to get more listened to today. Is Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins. So there it is. Whoa, that's really bright. Sorry, guys. Hold on. That's better. I should just leave the screen turned down on this. So there it is. I am about 27% of the way through it. And I'm enjoying it. It's a thriller. It kind of, in a way, I think I turned it too far down. It, in a way, reminds me of, a book that I read a number of years ago called The Blue by Lucy Clark. So what this is a thriller, and I don't want to give away too much because I didn't know anything going into it. And I should have realized from the cover, this takes place in Hawaii, which is pretty cool. So it's about these two people. Her name is Lex, and his name is Nico. I think it's short for Nicholas. And they've been living in Hawaii for like 6 months. He does boat charters. She was working in a hotel. And they get approached by these two girls, like college roommate kind of an idea. They're college roommates to each other, and they're looking for someone to take them to, is it an atoll is what it's called? It's like an island made out of coral. There's a lot of them in the South Pacific, like in that area. So they charter this, they get Nico and Lux to take them out. Yeah, it's Lux. To take them out there, and I'm assuming things are going to happen. That's as far as I am right now, is that they're on this voyage, a 3-day voyage to this atoll. I think I'm saying that correctly. And stuff is going to happen. Some of the story has gone back in time, like to the two friends, Brittany and Emma, I think are their names. And then, of course, how Lex and Nico met. And so I don't know. I'm very interested. I don't want to say much more than that. But so far, I'm quite enjoying this. And like I said, I'm about 27% of the way through that. The other book that I'm a little over halfway through now is Dear Sister by... I almost said by Anna Martin, by Francine Pascal, actually written by Kate Williams. Williams, I think is the author's name, but created by Francine Pascal. So yeah, sorry I don't have my tablet here to show you. I did show it to you in my last clip, and you'll probably see it again tomorrow, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. It's Sweet Valley High number 7. But like I felt like I didn't read very much of that yesterday, and I'm more than halfway through it. So it's a very quick read. So I'm enjoying it so far. I mean, it's campy, typical Sweet Valley hijinks. Elizabeth is in a motorcycle accident in the previous book. She's in a coma at the beginning of this book. And the cover makes it seem like, oh my God, she's in this coma. She's never going to survive. She wakes up at the end of the first chapter. Spoiler alert, guys. But when she wakes up, she's a very different person. Different personality. She's acting more like Jessica. So, yeah. And there's only so much Jessica that a person can take. So anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's fun. This is not, I'm being honest, these are not great works of literature, but they're just fun. So, you know, excuse me, still enjoying my coffee this morning. So what I thought I would do is, because I'm almost certain I'm going to finish the Sweet Valley book today. So I thought that I would sit down here and spin the wheel again. So I know what book I'm going to be reading next. After Sweet Valley. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel. So these are my print and ebooks. But like I said, I should definitely get that one done today. What do we have here? Ooh, False Moves. Who's that by? Is it bad that I don't remember what I have on my TBR? All right, let's go and have a look here at my list. False Moves. Nancy Drew. It's a Nancy Drew book. Okay. Awesome. It took me just a second, you guys. I'm like, what book is that? So I'm reading another Back to My Childhood book. This one is available on Scribd, which is where I will be reading it from. So here is the cover. I'll show you guys the cover of it. So there's the cover of it. So this is Nancy Drew case, or files. Yeah, the Nancy Drew files, case number 9. So I'll report back on this one. I should start this later today, so I'm very looking forward to it. I shall go and check that out from Scribed right now, so I don't forget to do that. But yeah, so there's my reading update. So I haven't finished anything yet. It's the first of the month. Or the second of the month. It's Sunday. I'm off today and tomorrow, and then I am back to work. Wah, wah, wah. I need some way to be able to afford to keep a roof over my head and food in my belly. So, work is kind of important. But, I have to admit, it's been pretty fantastic having the last, 10 days or so off. It's been really, really great. So, yeah. Anyway, but the thing is that I'm probably going to be working from home for the next little while. So at least I won't have to commute into the office, which is kind of a bonus. So that's a good thing. But anyway, I'll report back more on that as the week goes on, and I'll talk to you guys all tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Good morning, friends. Happy Tuesday. Today is the 4th of January, and it's just after 8 in the morning. Apologies, I did not update you guys yesterday. I did not read very much on Sunday. I think I only read 2 chapters. But yesterday I got a lot of reading done. I finished the Sweet Valley High book, and I am now almost done Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins. So I am not going to get in front of the camera today because I am sick. I have a cold. I had it just before New Year's and it went away, but then it came back. So that's a thing. But I just thought I'd pop in very quickly to pick my next audiobook because, like I said, I will finish the Rachel Hawkins. I only have less than 2 hours left on it. So I thought that I would go ahead and spin the wheel with you guys. So I did add 2 more books to this because I got approved for 2 more audiobooks on NetGalley. And if I don't get to them, I don't get to them. I'm not too worried about them. I've got them downloaded on the app on my phone, so I can listen to them even if they're even if the link expires. As long as I've got them downloaded, we're good to go. But yeah, so I did add 2 more books, but let us go ahead and spin the wheel and see what my next audiobook is going to be. So very exciting. Let's see what we have here. Ooh, The Arctic Fury by, oh my gosh, Laurel Greer. Hold on, guys. I do have the physical edition of this. There it is. I am borrowing this. Actually, no, I can't listen to this yet. Oh my gosh, silly girl. I gotta roll again because it's not available yet at the library. I got it on hold at the library. Let's try again. Spin. Isn't this just so exciting for you guys? So what have we got now? Yay. Okay, the Caitlin Doughty, From Here to Eternity. This one I actually have a physical edition of as well. But there it is. So yes, so this is what we're going to be listening to on audio. She narrates it. It's a relatively quick audiobook. It's about 6 hours long. So I am very much looking forward to it. But I will be back tomorrow, you guys, with a more proper update. So I will talk to you then. Bye, guys.
Hi everyone, it's Thursday, it's the 6th of January. I apologize. I have not really updated you guys on the vlog in the last couple of days. If you can't hear it from my voice, I've been sick. So I got sick just before New Year's, and I for a couple of days I was feeling lousy and my throat was scratchy, and then it went away and I was like, okay, whatever. And then on Saturday or Sunday, right after New Year's, I started to feel sick again, and I've pretty much been sick the whole way through. My mother also has a cold. That's all it is. I think I mentioned this in another clip. It's literally just a cold. I've been coughing and sneezing, and I'm congested, and my throat feels a lot better. It's not scratchy anymore. But I'm just tired and worn out, and, all those general things that happen when you're sick. Yesterday was a particularly bad day, really feeling lousy day. So I think that's what happens when you get sick is you start to go down, and then you have a really bad couple days or day or 2 days or whatever, and then you're on the mend. So I think I've passed that that point, and I'm back on the mend now, which is great. So but I wanted to sit down with you guys this morning and share with you the fact that I've finished 2 books so far this month, or this year I should say, and I'm working on 2 more. I did not get a lot of reading done yesterday. Sorry, friends. It's not you, it's me. And share with you guys what I'm currently reading and perhaps pick another book. So do the wheel to pick another book. So I will do the reviews first. So the first book that I finished this year was a Sweet Valley High book. It was Dear Sister, Created by Francine Pascal. I believe it's Kate Williams who wrote these books. So it's Sweet Valley High number 7. So this book is a continuation on to number 6, which is where Todd, Elizabeth's boyfriend, gets a motorcycle. And her parents are like, I don't want you riding the motorcycle, blah, 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 blah. It's dangerous. So, of course, they go on the motorcycle. Of course, they're in a motorcycle accident. And, of course, she ends up in a coma. And that's where book 6 ends. Spoiler alert. Book 7 opens. And from the way the book sounds, like, I've read all these before. These are all rereads. None of this was new to me. That book 7, if you read the back of the book, it's like, oh my God, Elizabeth's in a coma. Will she live? What's Jessica going to do without her sister? That is the first chapter of the book. So essentially, Elizabeth wakes up from the coma, but her personality is completely different. She's now like Jessica. She's the boy crazy, doesn't care about school, yada, yada, yada. So that's pretty much the bulk of this story, is that, Elizabeth is acting like Jessica, and Jessica's like, pretty much like, what are we going to do? This is not her. Nobody else seems to see it. And then something happens and she becomes Elizabeth again. And I mean, these are all soap operas. So I will be honest, these are hard to rate for me, because for me, for me, these are books that I read when I was younger. So I have a nostalgic factor to them. So when I rate my books, it's something I started doing late last year, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm continuing to do it. There's a booktuber. If I can find it, I will leave it linked below. She does this way, she has this spreadsheet where you put in like a criteria from 1 to 10 on different, like the characters, the plot, the setting. Did you enjoy it? For the genre, did it fit the criteria for the, like, there's a lot of kind of things to think about, and it gives you a number value, which corresponds, to a star rating. So I've been using that. I did alter it quite a bit for my own use. If you want, actually, I will leave her link below, because she was the one who inspired me to do the changes. But what I'll do is, if you guys are interested, is I will leave mine as well, because I altered mine to give half-star ratings. So, anyway, that's what I do with star ratings now. So, for example, when I was rating this book, sorry guys, when I was rating this book, it was like the characters got like a 3-star, because they're not the most likable characters, let's be realistic. The setting is pretty much cut and dry. I mean, it's Sweet Valley. It's absolutely perfect. Was it good for the genre? Yes, absolutely. Something like that would get a slightly higher star rating. But then for me, in terms of enjoyment, I put it much higher. Like, I put it at like a 7, because I enjoyed it, because this was nostalgic for me. Whereas someone else who has never read Sweet Valley, who would pick this book up, would be like, this was crap, and would only give it a 1. Do you know what I mean? So that's where, it falls for me. So this ended up with like a 2.5-star rating. Which is, it's fine. Like, this book I could have literally read this in a couple of hours. It's not a lot of reading. If it was like a 400-page book, I would have probably, and a series I had never read before, I may have DNF'd it. I mean, there's some fat shaming in here. These are not the greatest books, and I will be the first to say that. But again, for me, it's a nostalgic factor. These are also books I couldn't read back to back to back. I could not, go ahead and continue on and read another Sweet Valley this month. I need a break. So next month, I will read another Sweet Valley. So yeah, so that's how that is going, how that went with that first book. The second book that I finished so far this month was Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins. I listened to this one on audio. I enjoyed this one quite a bit, you guys. I gave this one 4 stars. So thank you very much to NetGalley and Macmillan Audio for sending me the e-audio copy of this one to listen to and review. I got that from, like I said, from NetGalley. And it was funny enough, I think I mentioned this before, I was turned down for the e-arc, but I was given the audio. Like, all right, whatever. So this is a thriller. Now, I have never read a Rachel Hawkins thriller. I know last year she came out with The Wife Upstairs, I think. Was that what it was called? The retelling of Jane Eyre. From what I've heard from people, a very close retelling of Jane Eyre. So I really do want to get to that one sooner rather than later. And then late last year, I read The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling, which is her pen name. And I liked the writing in that one. And I really like the writing in this one too. Again, it's a thriller, so I don't want to tell you guys too much. Essentially, this is about a woman named Lux and her boyfriend named Nico. And they are living in Hawaii. She works at a hotel. He works on a boat. Like, he owns a boat, excuse me. And these 2 other girls, Brittany and Emma, come to them and they're like, hey, we want to pay you to charter us to one of these atolls. Monroe Island, I think it's called. I don't know if that's a real place or not. but supposedly it was something happened there in World War II or whatever, and something mysterious. So they wanted to go there and spend a few weeks there, so they were offering to pay him a substantial amount of money. So the four of them jut off to this island. So they arrive at this island, and there's this other couple there whose names are escaping me at the moment. But then all this stuff happens, and that's all I want to tell you guys. So this one, I read a couple of years ago, a book called The Blue by Lucy Clark, which was in a way similar, about a group of friends taking this boat and going on this excursion. Like in that boat, in that book, it was like through like Thailand and the Philippines, like that area of the world, whereas this was the South Pacific. And then also earlier or late last year, I read a book called was it The Hidden? I can't remember the author, but I talked about it, and it was about these four people who end up working off the coast of Africa, like on this island with scuba diving and stuff. This book gave me those feels. Like it was very much this isolated, creepy, what is going on scenario. And I liked it. Like I gave it 4 stars. Was it fantastic? No. You start to figure out kind of what's going on. At least I did. But it was still highly enjoyable. And, if you're looking for, that kind of closed door, closed circle, I guess you'd call it, mystery, because they're stuck on this, not stuck. I don't want to give anything away. They're on this island and, something's clearly happening. What's happening, what did happen in the past. This book does go back and forth in time, to the before time to now, because the characters have all gone through some stuff, some very traumatic experiences. So yeah. Anyway, all that to say, I do actually recommend it. I liked it. If you are just looking for a fun thriller to read, definitely go ahead and pick it up. It was enjoyable. So what am I currently reading, my friends? On ebook, which actually, you know what? I'll show you guys my audiobook first, because I'm going to show you my ebook, and then I'm going to show you, and then we're going to pick another ebook, because I'm almost done the one that I'm currently reading. So on audio, I think I started this on Tuesday, and I have not listened to very much of it, only about an hour and a half, because again, I haven't been feeling that great. So for some reason, audio, I just haven't picked it up. I spent a lot of time yesterday watching BookTube. So I have started listening to From Here to Eternity by Doughty. So not the greatest. I do have a physical edition, but I'm actually taking it back to the library today at lunch because it's due back. So yeah, so I started listening to this. I am about an hour and a half of the way through it. This is a shorter audiobook. It's only about 6 hours, and it's narrated by the author. So this is essentially different death practices, if you will. The way that people care for their dead, or funeral service, funerals and how they're conducted in different countries. And it's very, very interesting. I am really enjoying it so far. It's an interesting read, and I don't really have much more to say on it from that, other than I am enjoying it. So the book that I'm currently reading on ebook is a Nancy Drew book, and just let me bring the cover up here for you guys. So this is the one thing I do have to say about this book, is the cover is very misleading. I mean, it's a Nancy Drew, but let's not go there. So here's the cover. So the book's called False Moves, written by quote-unquote Carolyn Keene. So here's the cover. Okay, guys? So when I first saw this cover, now I don't remember reading these. I'm sure I read all of these when I was younger, but there were so many of them. There was well over 100. And it's not like they followed any sort of continuity. It was just different cases that Nancy was solving, essentially. So I don't remember this one. Look at that cover, guys. Do you know where that takes place? It looks like a fashion photo shoot, doesn't it? Like she's like very dapper in her like turtleneck and leather skirt. And this guy in the vest situation back here, it was the early 80s, okay? I'm thinking, oh, it's something to do with models or fashion. No, it's a ballet. It's a ballet. It's about this ballet company in Chicago. And during a performance, this one dancer is wearing this diamond and this big honkin' diamond pendant thing. And then the lights go out and there's a scream and, the lights come back on and the diamond's gone. So Nancy is trying to find the diamond. So that's essentially what this is all about. And it's fun. I am at least 60% of the way through this. I got a good chunk of this read yesterday. It's a very quick read. These do not take me very long. I'm reading this on Scribd. They have all of them available to borrow. So if you're looking to reread through the series, it might be worth your price of admission to go ahead, if you don't have a scribed subscription, to go ahead and do it, because I think it's $5 or $6 a month. And even if you're only reading one a month, I can tell you that these books on Kindle are $8.99 a piece. So even if you only used it to read one of these a month, it would still be cheaper than buying them, unless your library has them. Mine does not. So I'm using Scribe for that. So yeah, so that's what my plan is, to finish that probably this morning. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel to pick another ebook or print book or whatever. So let's see what we have here. Let's see. So ebook, print book. So there is the wheel. Seems very bright, doesn't it? Let's turn it down just a little bit. That's better. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel and see what comes up. Oh, I'm loving doing this. I hope you guys are enjoying it too, because I really, really am. What have we got here? Ooh, The Lost Girls of Johnson's Bayou. Okay. So this is a Harlequin intrigue novel. It is by Jana de Leon. I am a big fan of her stuff. Oh, I'm so excited. So let me see here. Oh, I was really, really interested to read this one. I believe I have this on my Kindle. Let me bring up the cover to show you guys. There it is. So, as I do save all the covers in a folder just because. So there's the cover, guys. Tell me that's not fantastically creepy. Sorry for the glare. But oh my gosh, this is going to be so good. So good. Oh, I can't wait. So yay on that one. So that is the book that I'm going to probably pick up later today. So anyway, guys, I will check back in with you all tomorrow. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and talk to you then. Bye. Hi, friends. Happy Friday. Today is the 7th of January, and it's about 9:30 in the morning, and I'm just coming to you with a quick reading update for today. As you might be able to tell from my voice, yes, I am still sick. Last night wasn't a great night. I didn't get a lot of sleep. I was really congested. So it seems like I have like a good night and then a not so good night. So hoping tonight I can get some decent sleep. But anyway, I did finish a book just this morning. So that's why I'm a little bit later coming to you right now. It was not the Nancy Drew book. I got close to finishing it last night, and then I got watching Frasier. So Garrett and I are rewatching Frasier online, or not online, streaming or whatever. So we're up to season 4, and I love that show. I love that show so much. So we watched like 3 episodes of that last night, because that's just kind of the mind space I was in. But I literally have like 2.5 chapters left of the Nancy Drew. My goal is to finish it like on my lunch break today, so tomorrow I can share it with you guys. And that actually works out really well, because that gives me 4 books in a week, which is sort of my goal. My goal is like 3 to 4 books a week. You know, I think it's a more manageable goal than like a whole year goal. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's just kind of my fun way of breaking it down. So it was an audiobook that I finished, even though I do have the physical copy, but I did borrow this from the library, and no, I haven't gone to the library yet. It is freezing outside, you guys. Freezing right now. Like when Garrett and I ran out and got coffee, or he got coffee he got a tea this morning. I made a tea at home. I'm drinking Candy Cane Crush from David's Tea. And sorry about my hair. It looks horrible, but it's so staticky. It's just static everywhere, static. So it was -11, and that didn't include the wind chill. So I think with the wind chill, it's probably closer to -20 outside. It was cold. So that being said, we had to stop and get gas this morning, so I made Garrett do it. I wasn't going out for a cup of tea and a breakfast sandwich. I didn't want any of that. I make all my stuff at home. I mean, I go out on the weekends, but he's the one who likes to go to Timmy's every day, to Tim Hortons. So I'm like, dude, if I'm driving you, you are getting out and pumping the gas, because there is no way I'm getting out of the car. So when we go out at lunchtime, because I'll be taking him probably over to Tim Hortons at lunchtime because he has a problem, I'm going to stop by the library and just have him throw my books into the return cart. Now that I finished this one, and I can show you guys like the physical edition. So this morning I finished From Here to Eternity, Traveling the World to Find the Good Death by Caitlin Doughty. This was really good, you guys. Again, 5 stars. So I've now read 2 of her books. Both of them I've given 5 stars to. I thought that this was fantastic. I mean, this isn't for everybody, and I will fully acknowledge that. You know, it's hard to describe. So essentially the plot, it's a nonfiction book. What she does in this book is she travels to several different locations. So in Indonesia, am I saying that? Mexico, California, Japan. I'm just kind of looking here through the chapters. And each chapter is a different place. Colorado. And she talks about the different practices that these different countries and cultures have when it comes to their dead. Not just the actual funeral itself and how that works, but after that, like what happens in the years after that, taking care of your loved one's remains, grave, all that stuff. It was fascinating. I really thought it was interesting. And, it was kind of really a way of seeing the differences between like the North American practices, even though she does talk about California and Colorado. They're a bit more progressive, I think, in terms of like natural burials and things like that. Whereas the funeral industry in general is pretty sterile, I almost want to say. I don't want to get into the whole thing about it, but I really like what she's trying to accomplish with making people more comfortable talking about death and spending that time with your loved one after they've passed on. At the very, very end of the book, she tells this story about a friend of hers whose mother had passed away in a hospital. And, they said to the dog, they said, you can spend as much time with your mother as you like. And they had her on this like inflatable mattress, I guess, because of bed sores. And of course she had passed away. So the daughter was sitting with her in her room for a little bit. And then this doctor came in who they didn't even know who he was. He looked at the woman's chart and then like pulled the plug thing on the bed so it deflated, like, and then walked out of the room. Like, it's so sterile. It's so, let's get the next person. And that's not just the US. I feel that probably is something that now, when I lost my dad last January, I went to the hospital and, he had passed by the time I had gotten there, and I went in to go see him, and the nurse told me I could have as much time as I wanted, but because it wasn't something that I was comfortable with, I didn't want to remember him that way because he looked very, very, very different than he did before he got sick. Does that make sense? So I guess it's up to your personal preference, and I think that's the thing that this book is trying to say, and what she's trying to say, her message is that it should be up to the family. It should be your choice as members of the family. How much time do you want to spend with your loved one after they've passed away? How comfortable are you? Things like that. So, this was a really, really interesting book. I liked it a lot. It does have her trademark humor in here, so there are some great parts that are a little bit funny. It was really well done because it doesn't take away from a lot of the seriousness that she was talking about, but then it didn't let it go to like this really dark place. Does that make sense? So yeah, so anyway, highly, highly recommend. So I've now read this one, and last year I read My Cat Eat My Eyeballs. When Smoke Gets in Your Eyes is the other one by her that I know of. I think that's all she's written. Are there any others? I'm gonna have to look. But I'll maybe try and get to that one. Maybe in nonfiction November. But yeah, I highly recommend this one. It was really good. So that's what I finished. Like I said, I am almost done the Nancy Drew book. My hair is driving me crazy. So it's time to pick another audiobook because I still have time before I start work. I'm going to sit here and probably start listening to another audiobook. So I have more audiobooks on this than I had originally when I put together my TBR for January. And that's because I've been approved for like 5 audiobooks on NetGalley. So I've added them here. Will I get to them this month? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. At the end of the day, there's a lot that I want to read, but I had a thought that what I might do is on my TBR, like when I put it together, I denote which books are NetGalley reads, whether it's a physical or a digital, like an ebook NetGalley read, or now an audio NetGalley read. So what I think I'm going to do is that those books, if I don't get to the NetGalley ones, is that I might carry them over, like to the next month. And I might try that this year to see if I can get through more NetGalley books. So let's see what happens towards the end of the month and where we fall. So here's my spin the wheel. Let's spin and see what we get. Oh, I'm very excited to see what I'm going to be reading next, you guys. Very excited. Ooh, V.C. Andrews. Ruby by V.C. Andrews. Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting. Oh, this is going to be good. So hold on. Do have a physical edition of this one. So this is what I will be reading next on audio. I believe it's from, I have it from Hoopla. I can't remember. I'll have to double check. But yeah, very, very much looking forward to this one. This is classic. This came out, I read this when it came out, I'm sure. It came out originally in 1994, so I would have been in high school. I have not read it since then, so I guarantee you it probably is not going to hold up to how much I enjoyed it when I read it back then. But this was kind of a groundbreaking novel for me at the time. Like this was my transition from like the Sweet Valley High type books that I was reading into more adult literature, even though the main characters are YA, and I know that these books and anything else by V.C. Andrews is shelved as YA, but the topics are much, much, much darker. So I'll report back and let you know. This is a long audiobook too. I think it comes in around 16 hours. So it's going to take me a little while to finish, but we'll get there. So yay on that one. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for today. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Hi friends, Editing Sarah coming to you right now. So there's going to be one more clip in this vlog. It's going to be next, and it's actually something that I filmed earlier this morning. But I'm editing right now and I realized that I did not review a book for you guys. I completely forgot. So yesterday, I finished reading False Moves by Keene, which I think is the 9th book in the Nancy Drew Cases series. I always wanted to call it the Nancy Drew Case Files series. They came out in the 80s. So I talked a little bit about what this one was about, that there was a diamond stolen from a ballerina while she was on stage, and it's kind of a big whodunit, and Nancy Drew is brought in to solve the mystery. But there is some like personal drama going on with the fact that her now ex-boyfriend, Ned Nickerson, yes, for all of you who used to read the old Nancy Drews with the yellow spine, in this series, her and Ned have broken up. So he's dating this new girl. She's a ballerina in the company. She's kind of being blamed, or like she's one of the suspects. And Ned wants to clear her name. And Nancy's like, okay, whatever. So she comes on to help find, the whodunit. And it was fun. I mean, it took me a couple of days to read. These are relatively quick and easy books. I read all of these when I was younger. I am considering them all to be rereads, but I legitimately do not remember a lot about what happens in these and the whodunits and stuff like that. So I gave this 3 stars. It was fun. It was enjoyable. These are very 1980s. There's one scene, and it's so funny how you become acclimated when you're reading like books and stuff as to when books were published. Because especially if it's not a historical, especially if it's something that you would consider to be a quote-unquote contemporary story. So there's a scene in this where Ned and Nancy are actually locked in this dressing room. And my initial thought was, well, just call somebody on your cell phone. There was no such thing. And then there's another scene later on where another character, to call the police, goes and uses the payphone in the hallway. And it's just like, it's, oh, sorry for shaking the camera. It's things like that that just kind of make me laugh with these books. But they're really fun. This was really, really enjoyable. I absolutely recommend. If you read the Nancy Drew books growing up, I mean, these are definitely a bit edgier because it was the 80s. These are not the Nancy that of those yellow spine books. This is a very different Nancy. I actually think she's older, if I'm remembering correctly. I think in the Nancy Drew mystery stories, which are those ones that started to get published in the 30s, I think she was only 16. And in these ones, she's 18. So she is a little bit older. There's also a bit more drama that happens in these ones. They've really brought into like love interests into these books as well. So yeah, but they're fun. So anyway, that's it. The next clip will be the final clip, and you're going to get to find out why I look like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yes, guys, I am sick. I am unfortunately sick. And it's unpleasant, but it is what it is. So I am going to finish editing this, and I will hopefully, I will definitely talk to you guys in my next, I'll talk to you guys in my next clip. So I'll talk to you then. Bye, guys. Hi, friends. Happy Saturday. Today is the 8th of January. And if you couldn't tell or hear, I feel even more sick than I felt all week. So it hit me last night out of nowhere. At least it feels that way. One minute I felt I was okay. And then the next I was like chilled and just foggy and tired. And, then the cough started last night and the congestion even worse. So yay. I'm supposed to go to work on Monday, like into the office. Like I've been working from home all week, but I'm supposed to actually go into the office on Monday, and I don't think that's going to happen. Right now we are in a partial, not a lockdown, but I would say a partial, like employers are saying, like if you, like the government is saying to employers that if your employees can work from home, you're supposed to let them do so. But I, of course, have COVID symptoms. I'm not saying I have COVID. If I do, I do. It's a milder case because I've been double vaccinated, or it's probably just a cold. You know what I mean? It's probably just a cold. My mom has it. My husband has it. So we're all just kind of staying here at home. And I don't want to go somewhere and potentially get someone else sick because I would feel horrible if that happened. So we'll see how I'm doing. And go from there. But anyway, I'm just on here right now to end off this vlog, essentially, because I'm not going to finish reading anything else today. There is literally nothing interesting that's going on today. We're clearly not going anywhere or doing anything. I'm just going to rest, relax, do some reading. I am listening to Ruby right now on audio by VC Andrews, and I can't remember how many, oh wait, wrong side. Old phone. So it's a different cover than my edition. Sorry, all the glariness. There's me. But yeah, I'm listening to that. So it's 16 hours long and I have 13 and a half hours left on it. So yay, it's going to be a while to finish that one. But I'm hoping to get some good listening to that done today. And I also started The Lost Girls of Johnson's Bayou by Jana De Leon. So I don't have much to share on that one either. I'm only like a chapter into it. But like I said, I just wanted to pop on here and end off the vlog so I don't forget to do so. So then I can get this edited this afternoon and get it posted tomorrow for all you guys. And I know I got no other videos out this week. Again, I've been sick and what have you. But I'll see what I can do for next week. Guaranteed you'll have a vlog. But I do want to do like a year-end wrap-up. I haven't done that yet. So I will try to get that done this week. Hopefully I'll start feeling better in the next few days. So I personally think this is just like the last of it, just getting itself out of my system. I hope. So anyway, guys, that is it. And I will talk to you in my next video. Take care and happy reading, everybody. Bye.